I would hate to be part of a generation that 100 years from now, historians would look back and say, they lost the salmon. What a commentary that would be on all of us.
I got a big male. It's a coho.
The more you learn about this coast, the more you realize how it is completely interconnected, and the salmon are the foundation species, the species that is a driver for this entire ecosystem. I was sitting next to this waterfall and I was trying to take a picture of the salmon leaping up, which is pretty dramatic. They're defying gravity and they're moving upstream. Not just upstream, but like up entire waterfalls. So I was trying to take this picture of the salmon, you know, leaping up these waterfalls, and one of them slammed right into me and sat in my chest while I was trying to take this picture. So I felt pretty bad because this poor fish has been swimming for 4 years, finally making it back to the spawning grounds, and I was sitting there trying to take a picture and just blocked its access up the river. When I was a little kid growing up in the Arctic, the one thought in my mind that I always had that would make me emotional as I'd fall asleep at night was to someday have an intimate moment with a wild animal, a wild top predator, where it completely accepted me into its world, where I could be that fly on the wall, where I could be 3 feet away from it while it conducted its life. And I lived that dream 2 days ago. And it was one of the most powerful moments I've ever had in my career.
So the shot of the bear, you know, it's not going to be easy. You know, Paul's been with me for 12 days already, and we haven't seen one. So hopefully, you know, we get a glimpse of this rare bear.
There's a bear. There's a spirit bear right there.
After not seeing a bear for 3 weeks, a spirit bear came out of the woods, came into the river, and there it was. Now we have a spirit bear right in front of us.
We're about 40 feet from this spirit bear right now. I've heard 200 to 400 bears in the world like this that have this trait. This guy's pretty comfortable with me, so I'm going to take Paul in there and try and get him his shots he really needs. That's pretty hard to get with camera traps.
And the bear walked within 2 feet of us, and he looks right down at us, and you could smell his breath, you could look into his eyes. And I was just in disbelief, you know, I was living a dream at that moment, being that close to such a great animal. As a National Geographic photographer, I'm traveling around the world about 300 days a year. And I've had a lot of incredible encounters with wildlife. So it means a lot for me to say that I had the greatest experience of my photographic career just 3 days ago, while on this raid. And that gift came from my friend Marvin Robinson.
In the middle of nowhere. Oh man, hey, look where we are. I know your teeth are shut and proud.
We're heading out of Sitka. We're heading directly west into Sitka Sound. We're going to start really looking for fish at a place called Vitscary Rocks. It's about an hour run at 7 knots from where we are. This year I'm going to put in between 150 and 200 days on the water looking for salmon. My parents took me on a boat when I was 5 months old, and I've been fishing every summer since, so that's 60 years trolling salmon in southeast Alaska. There's a jump right there. Chum salmon coming in. Holy Toledo!
We gotta throw them in, boss.
Okay, well, we can get a bite anytime. It's an amazing story, the migration of the salmon. Some of the salmon in these waters travel 900 miles from here down to the Columbia River, 900 miles up the river, and over 6,000 feet in elevation to spawn. All the way in the Sawtooth Valley in Idaho. These are the most amazing creatures, and it ties us all together. What people do in Idaho and Washington with the dams affects the abundance of these salmon in our area. Oh, holy Toledo! Hey! Damn it! Let me lead her down! John, what? Be sure that I don't run over anybody.
Well, we're coming out to this lick. This kind of a lick out in the forest, an area where there's minerals, and we're getting quite a bit of wildlife in here. And we'll just keep our fingers crossed and sit here and see what comes in. There's trails come into this area from all over. So, oh, here comes a white-tailed deer right here. I came up here 2 days ago because we were told that this was a nice area for ungulates, you know, the deer and the elk and the moose to come in. And we've been seeing tons of moose signs. We know there are lots of them in here. But once again, getting an image is what we're after here in this rave. It's that imagery of this wildlife that hopefully will compel people to know how special this area is. And it's kind of tough coming in only 10 days and really documenting the area, but that's what the rave's all about. So. Good. I mean, we got great activity. At least we got 2 different types of deer, and this is a fun morning in here. It's our first time seeing mule deer. 2 moose. said, I'm the ungulate man. That's my job on this rave, is ungulates.